Hey everybody, welcome and good morning to our live. I hope everybody's having a great day today. Have my little coffee. I have to show you my cute little mug. It's a big mug. So yeah, it's Friday and we are getting started for this day. I'm Heather and we come to you live each and every day, Monday through Friday. And I'm going to show you real quick the times. Hey Candy, how are you? All right, so these are the times below that we are that we're live. So always jump on when we're live, or you can go back and watch it. But we're live mainly on YouTube, and then the last show of each day we're live on Facebook and YouTube. But you can come in, ask questions about anything regarding Luminesce, whether it's how to apply some of the makeup. You want to see something, if you want to say, hey, I don't know how this works, can you show me that? We can show you that. So we're here for you guys. So whatever you need, we are here for you. We do like to go over, let me find our little, we always like to go over the basics. And so this is our starter kit. This is the Icon. We have the Icon Pro and the Legend. And it does come with the 2 bottles of foundation, a Love and a blush. And we know that the blush is super high pigmented. A little bit with anything Luminesce goes a long way. So you're not having to use a whole bunch of makeup. The way it goes on, the way you're applying it is so different than traditional makeup. That's why we do these lives, to show you the difference. And if you need to apply it differently. So if you're applying it still like traditional makeup, you're not going to love it. And so that's why we're here, so you can ask questions and go along with us. So when you first get started, I want you to do the following things. Get it out of the box. Just feel the air on your face. And that's actually practicing. So when you're practicing, make sure you keep it 4 finger widths away. You keep moving, and then you're going to barely pull back on that trigger. And so that's probably one of the biggest things to practice, is the pulling back of the trigger, because you want very little to go on. And I know that sounds weird because you're like, but I like coverage, and that's okay. You can get anywhere from light coverage to full coverage. It doesn't matter with Luminesce. But the main thing is to make sure you are applying it correctly. Hey, Tamberly, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody's Friday going? I have an extra big coffee today. All right, so let's get started. So yesterday we talked a little bit about the Velvet Veil. I applied it on and wore it by itself, and which you can. And we're going to kind of go over that a little bit again today. But we talked about using it with a exposure highlighter, because Velvet Veil works mainly with airbrushing. So if you're using Velvet Veil for your concealer, your foundation, all that, it should be airbrush. Now you can, once that is on, you can do like contouring with the Cut One palette or something like that, or the Belize palette. You can put on traditional blush, all of that. So I wanted to see how the exposure highlighter worked with Velvet Veil as well. But first, mainly what we have to do are my brows. I saved them. I didn't do them this morning, so we could do them together. I do have lotion on my face right now. I put on the AM Ignition lotion, which smells like morning to me. I love it. It smells so fresh. It has that citrusy smell. Very clean morning smell. If anybody's used it, you probably know what I'm talking about. All right, so now I'm going to go in and do my brows. I like doing my brows first thing. You'll notice after I do them, that I look awake. Like I don't think I fill them in way like too much, but something about having your brows on, I just feel better. I feel more awake. And to me, it helps when doing the makeup because you can kind of gauge everything to your brow. Maybe I'm just obsessed with brows. I don't know. So I go in, I'll brush them, and having like a little makeup spoolie helps. There is one on this side because I'm using the Duo Brow pencil, which you have this side, but this has a gel to it. So that's why I use this bad boy. Hey, Jeannie, good to see you. Because I just brush them through. And I did not use the tanning tonic. I felt like I was getting really dark. But with the tanning tonic, I just do my face and like my neck and décolleté. But look how white my arms are. So I was like, I probably need to tan. All right. I always like to go over this every time I do my brows for those who maybe are brow sensitive. I don't know. Timberly agrees with me. It does make your eyes more open. So brows start here. Go from the tip of the nose across the color of the eye. That's where your arch is. And then that's where the tail should be. Okay. So if you're doing your brows and yours do not fall along those lines, you can come in and do this. Like get your starting point. To give you kind of a range of like a ballpark of where you should be. And so I'm using, I think this is the brown. No, it's the cocoa. I love these pencils. A lot of them, I heard that, you know, some people say that they're hard. If you put them, I like them like that because then they don't go on so easily that you look like you have Sharpies on your eyebrows. But if you do put it on right after your moisturizer, it does go on a lot easier. You can also do this on your hand and it warms it up a little bit. So it's a little bit easier to put on. You can also use multiple colors. So I'm tweaking my brows a little bit. I like them a little bit lighter here. So if you went in and did maybe the taupe first to kind of fill them in and then finished with or vice versa, you could do that. However, because my hair is dark again, I don't know if I necessarily need that with the two colors, but I can go in and maybe after I'm done, brush it through in the front to soften it a little bit. All right. So I'm going to go in. Starting at my line, I always start at the top. If you feel in the bottom, hey Jacqueline, if you start at the bottom, what ends up happening is you start bringing your eye down. It starts doing this. And so if you can fill in the top and then just tweak the bottom, that'll keep your eye up. Now, if I've had Botox and my eyes are super up, I might do it the other way because we get a lot of comments when I get my Botox and my eyebrows are up. So let's go ahead and start. Although I haven't been able to because of the craziness happening, right? So I'm doing light, like, I mean, you see what I'm doing. I'm not flip, 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 boop, 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 to my arch. Now, one thing, when I made that mark, I'm going to look like I have Spock eyebrows. So I'm going to wipe that off and round that out a little bit. Lock the void. And then I do like the front squared off a little bit. But again, do you see these movements? They're flip, 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 flip. bang, 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 and then like that. That is not filled in a whole bunch, but look what a difference it makes. Still in bed, barely awake. What? Still in bed. Oh, roll over, snooze. What? It makes such a difference. All right, so back to this one. Light, light. Fluff, 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 boop, 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 boop. Do, 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 do. Fluff and light flow. Bam, bam. I mean, that makes a huge difference. And I used to go in and do like all this stuff with, you know, you can go in and do like a concealer around them and really make them pop. And maybe I'll do that. Oh, do I have a concealer? I don't know if I have a concealer out here. Maybe I'll do that at the 10 o'clock. Because I don't think I have a concealer out here. Just double check it. Yeah. Need coffee versus have had coffee. Yes, Tamberly, that's exactly right. Exactly when I was doing that. Yep. Sorry, Jeannie. Girl, hey, this is me at 8 o'clock in the morning, okay? I'm a little on the crazy side. All right, so, I mean, I don't care who you are, but that makes a difference. All right, so, coffee. I have a big as your face cup. All right, so now I'm going to use Velvet Bell VV in the house. All right, so now I'm going to go through this. I take the dropper out and I do this. I feel like I have more, more control over it. And since you don't need a lot at all, I just feel like I don't waste it. I don't feel like there's a need to drop it from the dropper on your face. I'm gonna do that and do my 11 in my forehead. Right there. Okay. And then do my chin as well. And I'm gonna show you how much I put on. So I do this, and then you can kind of do it like that. But that is how much, and that was for both sides. So I let it, at first it's really easy just to kind of slide on. And so you'll see me where I'll go like, whoop, and then what do? Tap it out, tap it out. And you just tap that out to dry it, to make sure it's dry. It dries very quickly. But make sure you get it on the first time. If I go back and try to put this on now, it's going to look a little chalky, and it's not going to be as smooth. And so make sure, again, once you see what it does, you're going to be like, oh, I need some of that. I need more of that. But that you don't. With everything luminous, you need less. So just slide it on, tap it into place. Try not to make facial expressions either, because like once I do it, I'll do this and then tap it into place, and I'm tapping up because again, we're fighting gravity. And then I put it on my nose. You know, it's going to help with the redness on my nose. Pore, I have larger pores here, and then I have put it on my eyes before, but I really don't concentrate on the eyes. And then I put it right here and then up like that. And then again, once it dry, let it dry, and then you normally would go straight into airbrushing. So if I was doing any pre-coverage as far as my concealers, X out, eraser, color correctors, contour, whatever the case, anything, you go straight into airbrushing. Now, if I was going to do contouring or blush, because it's a powder, if I was doing traditional, it should be okay on your skin. But I really wanted to try and see if this would work on, because I don't recommend doing a traditional concealer with the Velvet Veil. All right. So now I'm going to take, this is the Rose Gold exposure highlighter. And I'm just making my, oh yeah, it works. I'm just going to tap that into place. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Hold on, let me make sure I can move that around. Yeah, you can move it around. It's soft enough where you can move it around. But I'm going to just tap it into place, tap it into place. Ooh, that might have been a lot. Oh, Candy, you tried it yesterday? Oh, that's awesome. All right, so now I'm just tapping all that into place. So my biggest thing, whoop, I had extra on my hands. I'll wipe that off. Yeah, I wanted to see, because you can use Velvet Veil by itself, I wanted to see, like, okay, well, maybe I want a shimmer on my eyes, or a shimmer on my, you know, a highlight or whatever. And I haven't had really any luck using like a concealer, traditional, not ours, especially just because our concealers are amazing because they don't move. So then you have Velvet Veil, which is going to help blur those issues. And then you put our concealer on there that doesn't move anyway, and it just didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I definitely, if you're going to use concealer and blah, 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 go into the airbrushing. But this works too, probably because it's so creamy. And it does allow for some movement. So that is good. All right. So there we go on that. So in this one, I think what I'll do, let's go ahead and do a little bit. Do I have my concealer here? I wanted to go into the CC concealer, which I don't think I have right now. So let's use XL. I'm going to use XL. And I mean, to be honest, if it was like just a fun natural day, this and mascara I'd be fine with. The only thing that would bother me are the sunspots right here. But if I'm just like working in the yard, not doing anything, not going anywhere, I'm good with mascara. So, you know, you have to take these in steps and figure out what you're doing for that day. Do you need makeup? Do you not need makeup? I mean, is there a cute man that's going to knock on my door at some point? Probably not. But, you know, if I'm going to be out in the backyard doing water sports with my daughter, then with we have this rainbow that you stick to a water hose and all the water comes out of. So she might do that. We might put a sprinkler under the trampoline. Do I need makeup for that? Probably not. But with this, I feel like I have a fresh face, of course with mascara, and I would be good. So now I'm going to go in with X Out, which is my pre-coverage, and I'm going to cover my lids under here. Now what you'll notice is you see the shine here, but what happens with airbrush makeup, because it's not put on like traditional makeup, it's not going to cover this. It will blend it, but you'll still see my shine. So even though this is traditional and I'm airbrushing over it, it's okay. All right. So now I can go in. I'm going to go in. This is the medium. I mean, this just amazes me. Like I sprayed maybe 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds. And look at what a difference that makes. And this is just X out. Good pre-coverage, some of these sunspots. I mean, I love this stuff. Hey, Brenda, good to see you. And so with X out, you can, X out is mainly for dark circles. However, your face doesn't know. You're not putting it under your eyes all the time. So I'm big in, as far as like pick the thing that you want covered mostly, pick what's going to work on that, and then use it to cover whatever else too. Again, mine are the dark lids and circles. And so when I do that, or sunspots, I'm going to pick what's going to cover that the best and then go from there. All right. But see, you can still see that shine. And that's all I'm going to do on that bad boy. So there you go. Again, great stopping point if you didn't want a full face of makeup. Throw lips on, throw mascara on. You could even throw some eyeliner on to zhuzh it up a little bit as well. Again, we're open to so much with Luminous because it's whatever you want that day. And that's what I love about this product. There are days that, hey, I'm going to feel like doing it to it. Like I'm going to make sure that I look good. And I'm going to spend a little more time and, do whatever. But then there are times I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go. I got to hurry. I got to. Okay, done. Like, it's so amazing. So amazing. Hey, twinsies. How are ya? All right, guys. Jacqueline says, I live in the forest. Don't want to scare. Oh, that's funny. Jacqueline said she lives in the forest and she didn't want to scare the animals. I feel the same way about small children. We have a gang on our street of kids, which is really cool because they all hang out together. And Lily is one of the youngest ones, but there's some boys across the street. They take care of her. We're doing fireworks and they were showing her and they're so sweet. So yeah, I don't want to scare the children. So yeah, it's kind of funny. But yeah, we have like a group that I'm like, why do I have 4 kids in my house right now? They just come in. I'm like, y'all can't be here right now. We're under quarantine. They don't care. And one of them, he's going to be in Lily. I think they'll both be in kindergarten. He's 5. Cutest thing in the world. He's 5. Okay. He talks like this. He has such a manly voice. It cracks me up every time. I'm like, that doesn't go with his voice. Which is funny. See? Side note. All right. All right, guys. Twinsies, thanks for joining us. Candy, Jacqueline, Brenda. Who am I missing? I know we have more people. Jeannie, Timberly. Oh my gosh, my daughter just came in here to show me this. From the iPad.
On the iPad.
That is hilarious.
I have it on my iPad. I just saw the picture, you see?
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, you just saw my coworker. That is so funny. I didn't even know she could pull that up. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, we're going to be back at 10. And that's the last one of the day. And so I'll be back at 10. We're going to finish our look. I'm probably going to go with a natural look, although I think I'm going to do a fun eyeliner to really get in the spirit of the weekend. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you back here. All right, bye for now.